continuing part 2. If you didn't see part 1, go check it out. So yeah, I was crying to my professor that I had just come from an appointment, that I was dropping my minor, and it was some of these things with school. It's the last things that my parents and I had plans for, and it just, I've talked to them about everything. My mom was my best friend, and so I just, to not know that from her, she wasn't able to tell me that, like, no, I'm doing what's best for me, and that they're not disappointed. It was just everything. It's just messing with my head that I needed to drop this, and I felt deeply disappointed in myself, and I felt like I was letting them down, that I wasn't continuing on with what we had planned on. Even though now I have added that back on and I'm getting it now, it felt awful to deviate from our plan, the last things that I had talked with my parents about. I did end up graduating a couple days ago with highest honors. My GPA had dropped from a 4.0 down to a 3.94, but I think I can live with that given my circumstances. After finding my brother in the ICU, there are actually many things that I was quite traumatized from the ICU, different interactions, things that I saw, things that I witnessed, things that I had to help out with and take on myself, even though it is not at all my job to take care of him in the ICU. No one else was doing it, so I had to step up. He spent 3 weeks in the ICU, 1 week on the general floor, and then he moved down to Portland to a rehab facility, and then he spent another week there before coming home, and then I primarily took care of him. But by that point, then it was summertime, and I was going to take summer classes. I did drop those so I could take care of my brother, but that was second goal, like, make sure he's back to quote-unquote normal, which, again, given the circumstances, he is perfectly fine, thank goodness. I don't even remember if I can list all the things that he had, but he was purple and blue head to toe. He had bruises, his glasses were broken, which meant that, like, in here was all bruised. His teeth were broken, his arms were broken, his ribs were broken, his back was broken. His legs were broken, his intestines were internally bleeding. He just was broken completely head to toe. So we had to make sure that he got back to as much normal as he could. So sorry these are so long. Stick around for part 3.